podcast, The Whole and Complete Woman, where we provide practical tips and strategy for achieving your health, wealth, and relationship goals and desires. Yes, I said desires because God does not put desires in our heart just to tease us. So it's important to me that you are empowered with the tools and resources to not only fulfill your goals, but to create a life you love and create a legacy because the people who come after us, they are depending on us to pave the way. So I congratulate you for being here. Not only will today's content help your future self, but also those that come behind us. And that looks different for everyone, which I love. So I have a couple of announcements. I know it's been a while since I put out an episode, and I'm so excited to be back. This coming February 26th through the 28th, mark your calendars. I am hosting the All Things Woman Summit, and we are bringing experts from around the world to speak on topics like personal development, holistic health and wellness, and business and leadership mastery. I am so excited. Our lineup of speakers is absolutely amazing. So go ahead and mark your calendars for that. I'll make sure to include the link down in the description section for this. So mark your calendars. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. So, have you ever woken up after just one or two, maybe even three glasses of wine, feeling groggy or even like puffy or anxious the next day? I want to let you know that you are not alone. So here's the thing is that now there's this new thing called mocktails. We see them everywhere, and they can really be a tool for hormone balance, detox, gut health, even clarity of mind. So today we're going to talk about why alcohol is so ingrained in our culture, why mocktails matter, and the best functional ingredients to use. And yes, what to drink if you still want to have alcohol every once in a while. So here's the thing is that alcohol shows up at weddings, birthdays, office parties, date nights, even church events. And it's tied to celebration, relaxation, and a lot of it does have to do with fitting in or just being there. It's what everybody else is doing. Many people also feel that alcohol helps them loosen up or be able to connect or just even cope with social anxiety. And oftentimes, being the one who doesn't drink, it can feel awkward. And even people will ask questions or assume maybe you're just being difficult if you're not drinking, like something's wrong. So here's the thing is that the normalization of alcohol means many are unintentionally using it for stress relief tools. So going for that wine or that drink after work or in the evenings or on the weekends, instead of really addressing the root causes like burnout, cortisol dysregulation, and even nutrient depletion. So I used to drink regularly. For me, it was a way to unwind. I would join in socially. I'd have parties at my house. And I used to travel every single week when I worked in pharmaceutical research. I was on a plane somewhere in the country, and they would always give us drinks on our flight. So I would always drink. And it wasn't until I stopped drinking that I realized how often I really did drink. And also, to be honest, there was times in my life where I would just drink to numb out parts of my life that I just didn't want to feel and deal with. So what I realized was that it did disrupt my life in different ways. So energy dips, disrupted sleep, and even the stress that it causes on my body in general. So earlier this year, I chose to stop drinking. I'll still have a drink every once in a while, maybe, but I made a conscious decision to pretty much not indulge even at birthday parties and things like that and just see if I could do it, see how things would be different, and really to support my own healing and being able to show up in life fully. So I discovered that I can absolutely socialize, I can laugh, I can even dance and be deeply connected without alcohol. So when you stop using alcohol as a crutch, you really discover the real joy in being present. That's what I discovered. So this is why I created the Mocktail guide, okay? And it helps others really reframe what can be possible. So just to begin, with alcohol, and we're going to look at the science behind it and also the function. Alcohol is a toxin, it's not a food group. Our body prioritizing metabolizing it over other things like fat burning, hormone balance, and even repair. And the way that it affects our system is it will show up as brain fog, cortisol spiking due to the stress it's causing in our body, gut permeability, which that can affect hormones, liver inflammation, and even nutrient deficiencies. The World Health Organization even says that there's no safe levels of alcohol consumption. But again, if you must drink or you enjoy drinking, I will give you the top recommendations on if you drink, what are your best choices and your healthiest choices. So you may have heard of mocktails, and they're pretty much trending. And a lot of this can has to do with sober, curious culture. So people want wellness without having to sacrifice social fun. And then also being inclusive. So mocktails are great for pregnancy, for breastfeeding, for recovery in general, or just having a health first type of mindset and way of life. So choosing mocktails isn't really, don't think of it as restriction. It's really freedom from dependency, and it's a new way to be able to thrive. So I absolutely love them. Now there is a trap because mocktails can actually be unhealthy as well. So many are basically sugar bombs, and that creates all type of metabolic chaos in your body. So that can send your glucose shooting up, and then insulin's got to come out and try to lower that. And then that can turn into cravings, fatigue, and even fat storage there. So not all mocktails are created equal. The ingredients either can heal you or they can harm you. So let's talk about some ingredients. And I have these all listed out in my guide here for you, which you'll be able to, I'll share a link below for you so you can have that handy. But let's talk about mineral water. Mineral water can be really good because of the hydration it provides, also the minerals and the alkalinity as well. Cranberry juice and pomegranate juice, those are great because they are packed with antioxidants. They help with urinary and vascular support and hormone metabolism. Citrus is another good one too. So any of your citrus, so oranges, lemons, limes. Those are great for vitamin C, adrenals, and detox support as well. Kombucha and green tea. Those are some fun ones as well. So, kombucha can provide your probiotics, and green tea has lots of great ingredients, specifically catechins, which is a polyphenol, which is great for antioxidant support. And then also, green tea can be helpful with boosting the metabolism as well. Now, there's some herbs and spices that you can add into your drinks. Think mint, rosemary, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon. These are great for digestion, detox, anti-inflammatory support. And then there's coconut water and coconut milk as well, too. Coconut water is great for electrolytes, can also give you some quick energy for your brain and your hormones. Same thing with coconut milk. It's full of really good fats, which is good for your brain and your hormones as well, too. And then you can use natural sweeteners like monk fruit and stevia. So this gives you the sweet without the insulin spike. So I have those linked in my guide below. And I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't like stevia and monk fruit. I have some of my favorites linked inside of the guide below. So let's talk about if you must drink alcohol. There are better choices when it comes to alcohol. So dry red wine is great because it has antioxidants and resveratrol in it as well. We always choose organic though, and no salt. And if you're able to, find ones with reduced sulfites. And if you're going to go for hard liquors, clear liquors are the best because they have fewer congeners in them and they carry a lower toxin load. They also help some people not to have as much hangovers. But overall, liquor choices, I would still just go for straight liquor like vodka, gin, tequila, all of those, because they do not have any sugar in them. They do have alcohol, which does have a caloric load to it, but there's no sugar in it that's going to spike your glucose levels. And then after that, you can go for gluten-free beers or ciders, but remember, there's still sugar in those. And then you can also go for champagne. that's dry, or sparkling wines as well too. And those have lower sugar as well. So some things that you want to make sure that you're doing if you're drinking, especially with the holidays coming up, you also want to make sure that you support detox. So you can do this by eating cruciferous vegetables. These are going to be things like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your Brussels sprouts. Also, garlic and onions are great as well. And these help support the liver because remember, alcohol is a toxin. So your liver is going to be overloaded when you are consuming it. And then think about timing when you're drinking. Try not to drink before bed because it really does cause you not to go, even though you might feel like you passed out and got a good night's sleep, you actually do not go into as deep of a sleep, and it can spike your cortisol levels as well too. And then, of course, keep it occasional. You want to limit your indulgence to just 1 to 2 drinks per week. So, what I've included inside of the guide is I've got some fun, I've listed all the different types of healthy ingredients here in the guide. And then also, I have 10 different recipes here, okay, for mocktails. So, I've got a margarita mocktail, I've got a virgin Bloody Mary, a mojito mocktail, the holiday cranberry mocktail, frozen virgin pina colada. Sounds like what my kids get when we go on vacation, but theirs is packed with sugar. A ginger kombucha, pomegranate spritzer, and then turmeric lemonade mocktail. And then the last two is a virgin hot toddy and coconut green tea mocktail. So these are really delicious. You can go ahead and grab the guide. And I just want to give you some practical tips, okay? So what you want to do is you want to build your functional mocktail bar at home. So you want to make sure that you have your mineral water, citrus, fresh herbs, your monk fruit drops, and your kombucha. And then turn mocktails into a ritual. So you can have Friday night with the family, wind down Wednesday, you can have girls' nights, but really, when you start adding in some of these fun ingredients that actually bring health to your body, you can really create a ritual for yourself and allow it to be enjoyable. It can be one of one of the things that we teach inside of our hormone reset program is having transition routines. So transitioning from being at work before you go home so that you can completely cut off work. You can turn that into a ritual with mocktails. Absolutely have fun with it. I want you to remember everything that we put in our body is either draining our body or it's helping to heal it. So your drinks can be something that's actually helping to heal your body. So I hope that you enjoy the fun mocktail guide. Remember that alcohol is absolutely ingrained in our culture, but it doesn't have to define your social life or even your life, just at home by yourself as well too. I gave it up and discovered deeper joy, presence, and energy. And mocktails can allow you to celebrate, they can allow you to connect and really honor your health at the same time. So go ahead and download the mocktail guide for the recipes. I'm going to leave a discount code right there in the description section. And I thank you for listening. I figured I'm back on the podcast again, and I could keep this one short and sweet and give you something fun. So please go ahead and turn your notifications on. We have some amazing podcast episodes coming up. So if you love things like I love, about where we talk about things like love, health, wealth, and career, we've got you covered. Okay. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or another streaming service, go ahead and follow us. You won't regret it. Also, it helps us out. Okay. It gets the word out about the information that we're sharing. It's also a way that you can help other women. One of my goals in starting this podcast was really to create community and connection. So sharing this podcast, subscribing, liking, and doing all the things really helps me in my life mission. Thank you.